So I've been a bit underwhelmed by a lot of movies lately. Nothing's really impressed me too much. And I don't currently have a lot of super exciting new movies on my watch list either. Which naturally means there's only really one thing I can do: watch a Swedish art house movie. And I genuinely have no idea how I even found this one, but something about it spoke to me. And it's a rather strange little movie that's comprised of these sort of short vignettes, most of which seem rather random and stand alone without much connection to the others. But there is some continuation between a few of the other ones too. There's even something akin to a storyline that follows a troubled priest. There are also some common recurring themes, but still a lot of the vignettes seem completely random. However, what definitely isn't random is the overall look of the movie, because it's very distinct and I actually like the visual side of it quite a bit. Every scene is basically an immaculately framed static shot covering everything necessary. And I just love the cinematography and the production design and all of that. Because what it does is something rather unique that you don't see very often. It uses a very wide depth of field, which basically just means that everything in the shot is in focus. And that makes it look rather flat and unusual, because most movies are shot with a very narrow depth of field. Meaning that the main subject is normally in focus and everything else is blurry to some degree. Here though, everything is sharp and clear, and yeah, it feels very unique. And adding to that unique feel is the production design that has a very distinct aesthetic to it. Everything looks very plain and boring, because what you'll notice is there are no billboards, no advertisements, no branding of any kind, very little clutter, essentially no distractions to draw your eye. Everything is very clean, and that combined with the greyish beige color palette gives everything this sort of dystopian feel to it, and I very much like that choice. I'm actually pretty convinced that they even desaturated the image in post-production to make everything look even more stale and lifeless, which pretty much also encapsulates the performances. Because there really isn't much of anything exciting or energetic going on there either. Now, I understand that all of this might sound very boring to you, and I have no doubt most people would find it boring. But the movie is only about an hour and 10 minutes, and I did find it to be, well, both fascinating and not very interesting at the same time, because I was sort of captivated by it. But at the same time, I have no clue what it's even really about, other than what the title suggests. Endlessness, which is a very vague thing, but the movie does touch on a lot of different topics, like love, the passage of time, war, loss in a few different ways actually, but I just don't know what I was supposed to get out of this or take away from it. And maybe the biggest problem for me was that most of the scenes just failed to elicit much emotion out of me. So as much as I appreciated this on a visual level, I can't really give this much more than maybe a solid 5. Boop. And no, I really wouldn't recommend this to most people. I think you need to be a bit of a film nerd to get much of anything out of this. But hey, maybe you're feeling adventurous and want to give it a shot anyway. Or maybe not, so do as you please. After all, I'm not your dad. But hey, what are your thoughts on this? Have you seen it? Did you like it? Let me know. And if you enjoyed the video, maybe give it a thumbs up or sub to the channel, because that would be fantastic.